As we all know, Qatar is preparing to receive over 1 million visitors for the FIFA World Cup. Now, the tourism industry in the country hopes to showcase a different side of Qatar to fans. In our next report, we take a look at what's going on in Qatar alongside the World Cup preparations. Let's see.
Qatar is hosting the 2022 Football World Cup. The tournament will take place from November 20th to December 18th. 32 nations are taking part. Matches are spread across 8 stadiums which are within 40 kilometers of Doha. The nation of about 2.8 million people is expecting 1.2 million visitors for the marquee event. Reports say that 2 million room nights have already been sold across various accommodations. The unprecedented number of tourists will need something to do in between matches. So Qatar's tourism industry hopes that fans get a chance to see what else the country has to offer. The country has been preparing a variety of areas to show tourists. First, of course, is the desert. The peninsula is almost entirely covered in sand dunes. The dunes are popular with tourists because of the magnificent views on offer. Qatar Tourism's CEO tells us about the country's desert safaris.
So obviously, Qatar in the Middle East, we have lots of deserts, lots of sand. Sea Lion, which is the starting point for most of those tours, again, around about 45 to 50 minutes drive from the city center Doha. From there, camels will greet you at the beginning.
Along with the slow-paced scenic tours, Qatar's desert has something for thrill seekers as well: dune bashing. It's when cars are driven on the sand dunes, usually resulting in exhilarating experiences. Of course, Qatar isn't just desert. The peninsula juts into the Persian Gulf. It has about 700 square kilometers of coastline. Qatar's Al Thaqira mangroves forest has been prepared to receive tourists. From a human heritage perspective, Qatar is home to medieval monuments like the Al Zubara fort. Then there's Qatar's Museum of Islamic Art. It reopened in early October after being closed for 18 months for a relaunch and reinstallation project. The museum houses a collection of Islamic art from around the world. The museum's director is certain that it will show football fans a different side of West Asia.
I think that's an ideal place to showcase the Islamic world from other perspectives than jihad and martyrs and war and problems, you see, because the Islamic world is very big, is beautiful, has an amazing history, and I think we just have the opportunity to showcase all of this.
And now there are new additions to Qatar's tourism industry: pandas. China has gifted 2 pandas to Qatar ahead of the World Cup. They arrived in Doha on Wednesday. They are part of the panda diplomacy China has been practicing since the 1950s. They will stay at the newly established panda house in Doha's Al Khor Park.
This is the first time in the Middle East that we're receiving pandas. This is really also the first time after COVID that pandas came again out of China. So it's a very, very special day.
The panda enclosure was built over 2 years. The construction adhered to strict guidelines to ensure that the pandas have a comfortable environment. These are some of the attractions that were timed to coincide with the World Cup. Qatar is the first nation in West Asia to host the Football World Cup. It's hoping to leave visitors with a good impression of the region. West Asia Bureau, WION, World is One.